Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for your support. Today, well, one thing first. Speaking of support, one way you can support the channel is subscribing. And we are just under 5,000 subscribers. I'd love to hit 5,000 with this video. We need about 50 more. So if you haven't yet subscribed and you like this kind of content and you want to follow me, please hit subscribe and notification. Hit the like button as well. That way you'll be sure to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And it'll be helping out the channel greatly. So thank you so much for your support. So today I'm going to be taking a look at Ella and Louie again. And this is a follow-up to the wildly successful Ella and Louie album put out by Verve Records. I reviewed the first one in a video a couple of months back when it first came out on the Acoustic Sounds Series. I was blown away. I suggest you take a look at that review. I just loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And it just seemed like the stars aligned for that record. From the engineering to the performances to the song selection to the length. There's just something magical about that record, and it did very well. And I think Verve wanted to seize on that and do a follow-up, and they did. This is Ella and Louie again, and this time it's a 2-record set, and it's a beautiful Acoustic Sound Series release, as they always are. Oddly enough, after being so excited about the first one, I immediately pre-ordered this, and I was a little let down, honestly. I really expected the same amount of fire and fireworks that first record had, and it seemed like the engineering was just a step down, and the performances weren't as inspired as the first album. There's a lot of material here. So on the first album, it seemed like they worked in the duet nature of the album perfectly. Each one was given time and they came in on each other's songs. Here, there's a lot of full songs for each artist, and that's okay with Ella for me, but for Louie, not so much. I don't know. I mentioned in the first video that Louis Armstrong, I wasn't sure that I really was in love with his voice, and I was proven wrong when I heard the first record. But the way they did it on the first record is kind of a little different. I don't know, it's just different. Here it's kind of, it seems like they were trying to capture the magic again. And that first record was a once-in-a-lifetime experience happening. I mean, it all worked. The engineering, the song selection, the 2 artists, the arranging, the sound. I mean, it was just perfect. The length. Here it's like they're trying to do it again. And of course it's Ella and Louie. It's great, but it's not quite as great, in my opinion. It's too long. I would have preferred just a single second album. I don't think it needed to be expanded into 2 records. The song material. So this is what's on this. Don't Be That Way, Making Whoopee, They All Laughed, Comes Love, Autumn in New York, Let's Do It, Stompin' at the Savoy, I Won't Dance, Gee Baby Ain't I Good to You, Let's Call the Whole Thing Off, These Foolish Things, I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm, Willow Weep for Me, Putting All My Eggs in One Basket, A Fine Romance, Ill Wind, Love Is Here to Stay, I'll Get a Kick Out of You, and Learning the Blues. I mean, you can't fault the selection of songs, but for some reason it just does not come off with the same magic. And that was my only criticism of this. Like I said, the engineering is, the sound is a little bit step below the first album, and the performances just seem a little bit less inspired. But we're talking about Ella and Louis, so they're still wonderful, of course. But that was my impression. I was a little let down, and if you were to be searching out one of these two albums, I would highly suggest the first one. The first one is concise. It's a shorter playing time. They've chosen the very best performances, and they've worked it in such a way that it just is magical. And even though this is superb, it's not the magical experience of the first album, in my opinion. You may feel differently. Let me know what you think. Presentation, pressing, all that is wonderful in this. This is Ryan K. Smith mastering. Press to QRP. Everything is good there. I think it's just like a release that was a great idea the first time, and trying to do it again just kind of diluted it a bit. So that's how I feel about it. You may feel differently. I'm going to leave links to the original and this one in the description box below. If you care to order through my links, you'll be helping out the channel, of course. I highly suggest the first album, though, if you're going to try one. And if you really like that one, maybe go for this one. But until next time, I'm Scott for The Pressing Matters. Have a great day.